Hey, welcome everyone to Wizards pregame. The Washington Wizards host the New York Knicks tonight. F. Cardell Dudley Jr. in the building will be joining us later for Outlook, along with Raymond Lyons. New York's coming into DC riding a six-game win streak. The Wizards are coming off an impressive win over the Kings, where we saw them. They were really carried by their youth and a couple members of the team that have been playing for the Go-Go. We saw Will Riley have his career high. I believe it was 18 in that game. If you guys want to get in-depth breakdown of that, head over to the channel, both on Roku and Amazon. Just search Focus TV and add the channel if you haven't done so already. And Ray and Cardell broke that game down. This is the second of three times these teams will meet this year. Tonight, New York won the first matchup 119-102 back on November 3rd in Madison Square Garden. The injury report. The Knicks will be without Mitchell Robinson and Miles McBride. The Wizards are without Trey Johnson, Tristan Vukovic, Cam Whitmore, and Trey Young. All right. Move the screen a little bit to get through some of this, or I guess it'll make it easier for you guys. Screen and add that. That's a little bit bigger. All right. So these some of the folks obviously playing the Knicks, you got to keep an eye on, right? We got Jalen Brunson. You got to see high level of efficiency, what they have to worry about. The Knicks, and as he's coming to his own, kind of go as he goes. So that's something Washington has to take care of. You guys been with us all season. You've been with us for the past couple of years. It's evergreen. Defensively, something they have to pay attention to. Obviously, he gets busy in those situations. One of the things we see, one of the things where Washington needs to be on their P's and Q's. You can't give him space. You can't let him get going. We saw that in their first matchup, and he does a great job shooting the ball from the perimeter. Obviously, as a playmaker, known more for putting the ball in the basket, but very capable, as you can see by the grades up on the screen. Josh Hart, the energy man for the Knicks, he can wreck a game with what he brings to the table. It is imperative, the same way that we laud what Champagne brings to the Wizards. Josh Hart does the same thing, maybe just produces a little bit more for the Knicks in that role, but it's in the same a similar vein. That's what they bring to the table, and that's what Washington can't let happen. He's very capable of wrecking a game. Obviously, what he does defensively, but his work on the glass, getting them extra possessions time and time again. Um, the last thing you want is to give this team second chances, and again, they have it going right now. 6 game win streak. They would love to make it seven tonight. So if you're Washington, keep Mr. Hart off the glass. Then we all know what he does on the defensive end of the floor. In space, he is perfectly fine. You got people tend to have a little bit of a better luck using a screen to get some separation from him. Otherwise, man, he's very good on that end of the floor. Again, he's a star in his role. Then he does a solid job shooting the ball. He's had moments when he gets hot, gets streaky, and again, he's fully capable of wrecking a game in that role of being like a permanent X factor for them on a nightly basis. There's so many of the little things. Ultimate glue guy, Josh Hart, Carl Anthony Towns does a great job on the glass. Obviously, his proficiency for shooting the ball, but Washington needs to take care of the glass tonight. Just talk about Josh Hart with the second chance opportunities. Same thing goes for Cat in terms of keeping him off the glass. Uh, if he's in there handling his business on the glass, on the defensive end, and it's one shot of possession, going to get out, they're going to run. He's done a solid job, obviously, this year finishing inside, and he's been fairly efficient. And again, we know the times that he does get it going, he's fully capable of filling it up, especially from outside. Mikael Bridges, somebody who's been kind of trying to find his legs, he's found him as of late. The coaching change and whatnot, and just the year's been tough for the Knicks as a whole. Um, but you've seen him start to get things pointing in the right direction on a consistent basis. Obviously, we know what he's here for. We know what uh, gave that money for that extension for is what he does on the defensive end of the floor. Um, Unlike Josh Hart, you can try to screen him. He's not really going anywhere. All arms and legs. He's in. Uh, he is a deterrent in every shape, fashion, or form. And obviously, something the Knicks do well, they've done well this year, is they can't hurt you from the outside. Thing with them, what's happened with them with the win streak is I'm kind of starting to get back to being good on the defensive side of the ball. They've struggled with that this year. And then again, Mikael, much like Josh Hart, has no issue playing his role and moving the ball as the team needs. OG and Anobi, another guy who's very solid. Again, very well known on the defensive end of the floor, which is why it's troubling and frustrating, I'm sure, for the Knicks and for their fans as to why they haven't been a better defensive team this year. Um, his finishing, there's times when he's able to wreck games as well. So that's the biggest thing here is just looking at the different ways that the Knicks, if they're able to get the space to get comfortable, can wreck a game for Washington and ruin this evening. Again, another guy where the isolation defense is in the A category. So another outstanding defender. Um, Washington has to take care of the ball. Uh, Cannot settle for horrible shots. It leads to transition opportunities. So again, the things that we always talk about, keep an eye on that. But first and foremost, they have to limit the Knicks offensively. They're a bit stronger this year offensively than defensively. So if you can hold them down offensively, you have a chance because they're not a great defensive team. They may get to that point later this year, but at this moment, they're not. Um, they've been little been up and down a little. They've been up and down a little bit. But again, enjoy the night's game. We'll check in with you guys for Outlook later this evening.